What's going on, everybody? It's your boy JT, and we are back to the Crypto Den. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Today, we have always an exciting topic, right? We're going to be talking about crypto and its everyday use case for making purchases. A lot of people are under the conception that this technology is just for peer to peer transactions, which, if I zoom all the way up, talking 100,000 feet in the air, that is true. But really, you have to understand the nuances, the details of this stuff to really understand if it's going to be used for everyday currencies like transactions. Like I buy coffee in Bitcoin, as an example, which is what a lot of people think. And it's wrong. Spoiler alert. I will show you why it's wrong in a second. But before I get into it, I want you all to know that I know what I'm talking about. My name is Jake Tullis. I go by JT, and I run a digital asset hedge fund called Bleeding Edge Capital out of Cincinnati, Ohio. We are a discretionarily long term hedge fund and we specialize in fundamental analysis, leveraging as the fund manager, 10 plus years of experience in software development and a finance degree. This is the melding of my skill sets and training. So I want to go into this concept of what you'll actually be using crypto for 20 years from now. We're expanding 20 years. Okay, we're going deep and we're thinking long. 20 years from now, most of the financial system will be on chain. It'll be on blockchain rails. Okay. On chain and online, it's going to be the same thing. They're going to be indiscernible. In fact, I think 20 years from now, you're not even going to know that you're on chain because developers in all industries are going to choose to build using blockchains for a lot of reasons. Most importantly, security, believe it or not. Mainstream media might have scared you away, but in general, these are the most secure systems in the world. Even the most centralized blockchain is more secure than Amazon or Apple. And I'm not going to talk about that today, but it's objectively true. You disagree? Go look at any of my content. We probably have 1,000 hours of content out there now. We talk about this all the time. It is the most secure database in the world. A blockchain is, and really any of them. And it's because of how they build it. And I talk about that. So everyone's on chain. All the monies are on chain. And y'all think that Bitcoin will be used. That is just not true. Okay. The most likely reality is you're going to have a stable coin either from the government in the form of a CBDC. That means the token doesn't move, it just stays at a dollar. Um, or it's going to be a lot of stable coins, and you'll just pick the one that you like, or whichever one is adopted by the system you're on. You won't really know. It'll be a database thing happening in the background, right? I don't think you're going to see USDC. I think you're going to see a cash sign in dollars, and there's just going to be an equivalent of USDC on the database in the background, right? You're going to swipe your card, and the dollars leaving your bank account, just like now, are just going to be tokens leaving your wallet, but it would be account and dollars, right? We need to obfuscate the difficulty of this industry for it to be adopted mainstream. And the UX is getting there, the user experience is getting there. Okay, that's my preface. I'll stop complaining. I'll stop laboring on. All right. There's something I need to show you guys as to why we're not going to be using Bitcoin for everyday purchases, right? And this stablecoin outcome is the most likely outcome. Outside of the fact that stablecoins don't change in value. So, like, even if Bitcoin reaches mass adoption, it's still going to be on the public markets being traded. But people going in and out of Tether does not affect the Tether token. See what I'm saying? So when you get paid in dollars, it stays that amount of dollars. And that's going to persist, okay? No one's going to expect their entire net worth to go up and down 5, 10, 20% in a day. It's not feasible. So, in addition to that, we also have the reality fastest blockchains per second. Okay. Now let's do Visa. Look at that. So, our fastest blockchain has not even broken the theoretical required speed to support hundreds of a million transactions an hour. Okay. Now let's go look at Bitcoin. See that? You see any Bitcoin here? No. It's on the second page, maybe? Wow. That's not a typo. It does 4 transactions a second. And this is the target for every blockchain to support that many users. The difference, but let's just round this to 5, right? Is 1,000 times slower than Visa. Visa takes 7 days to settle a transaction roughly. You swiping your card and doing all that happens real fast, but the actual transaction, the account balancing, doesn't happen for an extended period of time. In crypto, when you swipe your card, the transaction settles with the transaction. That's the big difference of the financial systems. In the financial systems, you have a messaging, so the transaction's 2 steps. The ledgers of the purchaser and the seller, right? Their ledgers balance minus 100 plus 100, let's say, and then they roll up and roll up and roll up and roll up and roll up, right? All the way to, the top. And it takes days for the money to actually settle and be sent. Visa and MasterCard actually get in between this process to allow you to take a micro loan of like $500 from a firm or your bank. I mean, anyone will do $500, like no big deal. Or you can only send $500 from Venmo as a max, as an example, because that's all MasterCard is or Visa is willing to finance until the money's actually settled. So, like, the settlement of transactions takes days at what is this? 5,000 to 24,000 TPS, which would mean that Bitcoin would take months. It's 1,000 times slower. It could take years to settle your transaction. It is a downgrade in a significant fashion. Okay. And Solana would take weeks. Weeks. This is just math, guys. So Bitcoin's never going to be able to scale to that. It still could hit a million, 2 million a token, in my opinion, off just being a pet rock that hedges inflation. As soon as you get countries, endowment funds, pensions, I mean, you get everyone flooding in, right? It could easily 10x from here. But we're not going to be using Bitcoin for anything other than a pet rock to hedge inflation. That's what it was engineered for, right? Large sums of money could be moved with it. I mean, it's still slow as dirt, but it's faster than, Fedwire. Unless everyone's doing it. And then, it'll take literally years to settle a transaction. So you really got to ask yourself, like, how do you get exposure to crypto being used every day, right? Because it's not Bitcoin. And that's where I'm going to leave the cliffhanger because I got tons of videos talking about that. My entire channel is about that, and my fund is about that. So if you want to learn about that, make sure you sub and keep watching my videos, get educated on this space, make better decisions. That's my goal and my gift to you all. Hopefully you find it helpful. And until next time, take care of one another. Peace and love.